What is up, everybody? It's your boys, Truz, back here yet again with another video. Going back to the NFL content. We know you guys love it. We love making it. Always a fun time, great time. If you haven't checked out our top 10 quarterbacks or top 10 running backs yet, make sure to check us out. We'll put it in the cards, in the description, and there's gonna be a playlist for all these NFL videos and top 10 videos in general. So check those out if you haven't. But anyway, we're gonna not waste time like other YouTubers, I guess.
We're
And
gonna
we're
get
just
right
gonna get
into
right
it.
into the PowerPoint. Yeah.
All right. Top
Here,
10
here's
wide
your
receivers.
class presentation, guys.
Oh yeah. On Adrian's school account. Let's do this.
Yeah, my school account, guys, fresh.
Number 1, D Hop. Me and him were talking about this before. We think number 1 and 2, or at least personally I think 1 and 2 can get flipped and there's a reason for it. They're very very close, 1 and 2, and I think you probably can guess who 2 is. But I put D Hop at number 1 and we just stuck to that, I guess. Um Amazing receiver, has a pretty solid team around him. Kyler Murray isn't great, um, but I mean he's pretty good. And he makes plays. He is really reliable and definitely a top 3 receiver in the NFL, no matter what you say. I really don't think you can back up him being worse than 3. I don't really think that makes any sense in my mind. But Diop, I think he just deserves number 1 or number 2.
Yeah, this list, guys, we had a lot more. I mean, I guess debate on them. Quarterbacks and running backs, me and Gavin were a lot closer together with, but receivers was pretty different, I guess. If you guys don't know how we're doing this, we're just doing like a consensus. Say if I say a guy's 1, Gavin says he's 3, then he's 2. We're just like working it out that way. Um, and receivers was a lot harder because of the way we thought of it. I had Davante Adams number 1. He had D Hop number 1. But I saw where his point of view was coming from, so we decided to go D Hop number 1. But as Gavin said, they could be flipped, they could be switched. Gavin was referencing the Hail Murray, the play where he popped off and made a sick play, sick grab, to win the game. That was clutch stuff like that he does makes him a great number 1. Balled out in Houston with with Deshaun Watson, aka Bill Cosby. My bad about that. And then he goes to do Arizona and does the same exact thing with Kyler Murray, doing great once again. So he's definitely a bona fide stud, definitely 1 or 2. And if you say he's outside the top 3, you're crazy, plain and simple.
Agreed. 1 and 2, we were basically already pointing towards this, but Davante Adams, like we said, these guys can get flipped. They're amazing, both of them. And Davante Adams, I would say, is more of a route runner. He really does people. He's pretty fast. He's very good at running routes, like I've already said. And he can also make plays in the air. He can also get really, really physical and get in on those one-on-one matchups, or even 2-on-1 and make a play. Um, Really good QB behind him as well in Aaron Rodgers. Of course, he's not tremendously great in the conference championship, but you know what? We're gonna leave that for another time. Davante Adams, really, really great player. If you had him on your fantasy team, you know what I'm talking about. He's amazing. He's amazing. But Davante Adams, number 2, number 1 should be top 3 in all your lists, no matter what. Very, very similar to D Hop in number 1.
Yeah, I mean, Deontay Adams is definitely a stud. If you watch, I believe it's like NFL films. Um, there's just a thing for NFL films where players like break down their footage and highlights. And if you watch Davante Adams, he knows running routes like no other. He knows how to hit a double move. He knows how to talk about it, break it down. You watch his film. He's a student of the game. The guy makes play. He makes plays every single time. Like you watch Davante Adams, he takes over. As Gavin said, fantasy points. He was just racking the TDs last year. The big grabs, the catches. He's all over the place, and he's loyal to his QB. Humble guy, great player. And definitely one of my favorite guys in the entire league. Gotta respect him, and he's definitely a top 3 receiver, and we have him at number 2.
On to number 3, we have Stefon Diggs. This one probably could get a little bit of hate. And to be honest, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't really know like what our consensus was here. But we rocked 3 for Diggs. He, in both my and Adrian's opinion, specifically Adrian's, as he kind of like grew this into my mind, kind of made Josh Allen looked really good this year. Uh, Stefon Diggs just turned Josh Allen into an A plus player instead of just an A or B player. Um, he's really good route runner. He's really fast and he can make really good plays. And he's just he's that guy, you know. He's just that guy, pal. Okay, sorry, I had to. But Diggs sideline touchdown, the Vikings win it.
Yeah, I mean, this one was one of the consent. I mean, Gavin, he was telling me, okay, before we got into the research, he was saying that Allen Robinson was probably out of the top 10, and I was saying Allen Robinson was number 3. So
I
we were
said
extremely far off on
I
this
said
one.
A Rob was 10 or not
Hey,
in.
at first you said he was out of the
10
10, like
or not
11,
in
12.
is what I said.
Yeah,
What I
yeah,
said.
yeah. And I was able to like talk him away from that a bit. But like, I had A Rob at number 3. But then it was basically Gavin was saying either Stefon Diggs or Tyreek Hill at number 3. I was saying A Rob, and then we just did a compromise where I think Stefon Diggs is definitely number 3 because he showed that he can succeed with multiple quarterbacks. I mean, he played with who was it? Oh, Case Keenum. Not even Kirk Cousins.
Kirk
Literally played with Case
Cousins, you
Keenum.
like that?
Yeah, he played with Case Keenum too, and had the Minneapolis Miracle. Dude popped off there. Case Keenum, probably Sam Bradford as well. Kirk Cousins, and now Josh Allen. So no matter the quarterback, Stephon Diggs is dependable. Coming out of Maryland, he's a terrapin. He's a stud, and he is a top 3 receiver according to the best NFL analysis in the world. Charles.
Absolute best analysis in the world. 1 to 4, we got Tyreek Hill. I love this picture. It looks so dumb. I might be overrating Hill here, but I think he could have slipped into the top 3, and that's because he's not just speed. And of course, he has like literally the best QB in the NFL. If you don't think he's best QB in the NFL, he's at least top 3. Um, Pat Mahomes is amazing. He probably makes Tyreek Hill look better, but Tyreek Hill is not just speed. He's not just a track star. He's not just the dude that beats Usain Bolt. He can make plays one on one. He can really get up there. And of course, he has that ability to just, stick the 2 fingers out and stare at somebody as he runs into the end zone. Um, I think
Until he
Tyreek
gets 2 fingers
Hill's,
stuck out of him in the Super Bowl for losing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's also true. I was thinking about putting that picture in here, but I decided not to. Tyreek Hill, I think he deserves at least top 5. He deserves to be in this list no matter what. Really, really good receiver, and definitely one of the best in the league.
Yeah, this is one we had like a little bit of debate with Tyreek Hill where he landed. I had him a little farther than the top 5. I had him probably like 5 or 6, but I do understand, like Gavin said. I mean, he's made some great plays, and he's a great route runner. Puts in the work. I mean, you've seen his training videos, his YouTube channel, all that stuff. He's definitely a stud. He's helped Mahomes. Mahomes has helped him, so you can't really hate the guy. And overall, he's just a good receiver and great receiver. He's definitely elite. I feel like it's for me also. He's kind of like not like the most conventional guy, I guess, you know, but he still gets it done regardless, no matter what kind of style he brings to the game, and that's why we have him at number 4.
In a way, he's a bit of like a Lamar Jackson of the receivers. Not the greatest route runner, but he's got the speed to make it look better. Um, in a way, he's kind of changing the game. I mean, not really. You don't really think Tyreek Hill's changing the game. Anyway, 1 to 5, Allen Robinson. This one for me was more of a debate. It took a little bit because I don't really watch Bears games, and also we had him with the OG Jags uniform. I don't really watch Bears games because the Bears suck. Um, but Allen Robinson is good, and I can't really tell that. I thought he would be 10 or worse. Adrian talked me up into putting him in the top 5. He's in the top 5. He probably deserves it. Without a doubt, should be top 7 now that I think about it and now that I did my research. Allen Robinson, really, really good receiver, stays in Chicago after getting, dealt the big cash, although he probably won't enjoy it. Really great receiver, top 5.
Yeah, this is the guy that I was really high on for this list. I feel like he's definitely underrated, and I think part of it has to be that he's just in Chicago, which I mean they're an okay team, but I mean, a lot of people just look down on them, I guess. But I mean, his stats really are crazy. I mean, if you look at it, he brought in 102 passes last year for 1,200 and a half yards on only 6 TDs. But I mean, Mitch Trubisky was his quarterback, and so was Nick Foles, and he still got it done. I mean, if you look at this top 10 list, pretty much every single guy has a stud quarterback for the most part, except for Allen Robinson. I mean, like just preview our top four so far. Number one, DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray. He's not bad, but he is he's good. He also had Deshaun Watson, who's, obviously, if you saw our top 10 NFL video for quarterbacks, if not, check that out. Deshaun Watson did come in at number five, so he had the stud quarterback there. Davante Adams has one of the best quarterbacks in the league, Aaron Rodgers. Stefon Diggs, Josh Allen, one of the better quarterbacks in the league, one of the best quarterbacks. Number four, Tyreek Hill has most likely the best quarterback in the NFL. And then number five, we have a guy who his quarterbacks have been Chad Henne, Blake Bortles, Mitch Trubisky, Nick Foles. So that is massively terrible for this guy. And back to back years he had basically 100 and basically 1,200 yards both seasons. So guy's a stud, and is basically in Jacksonville in 2015 he had 1,400 yards on 80 catches and 14 TDs, which is an amazing year. And if you look at some of like the advanced next gen stats for him, contested catches, he has I think like the highest catch rate or second highest catch rate, only to D Hop. Out of all of those, he makes the big grabs. He runs the routes efficient. Just doesn't get his name out there as much because he doesn't have an elite quarterback, and he's just not on a team that's winning a lot of games for the most part. But yeah, Allen Robinson coming in at a fresh number five.
On to number 6. Just barely didn't make it, Slant Boy. I forgot to name him Slant Boy. God. Anyway, um, another guy who has had a really, really good QB for multiple years of his career. This year might be a little questionable, but Michael Thomas, really good receiver, really good route runner, has really nice hands. Uh, but Michael Thomas just barely rounds out. I mean, doesn't make the top 5. Um, really, really solid receiver. I mean, nothing really like special I would say about him, other than the fact that he has really, really good, really, really good hands, like elite level hands. Um, and the fact that he's just so good of a route runner. There's really not like anything special about like his speed, his size. I mean, he's pretty tall. Um, but not really anything special there to talk about. I really think he's a route runner specialist. Of course, we all know him by Slant Boy, or at least the memers do. Um, but yeah, just barely doesn't make the top 5.
I mean, Allen Robinson, Michael Thomas. He was a very. I mean, I guess you could consider him the dependable receiver. His time in New Orleans with Drew Brees, he was the dependable guy. Running 8 yard slants, 7 yard slants. He made the grabs happen, and he just got it done overall. Game in, game out. When Drew Brees needed someone to bail him out, or a guy who could just bring in a clutch grab, he looked to Michael Thomas because that's just the kind of guy Michael Thomas is. In 2019, he had 149 catches, which I believe might have broken the record or was at least close to it. 1,700 yards. The year before that, he had 125 grabs for 1,400, and the year before that, he had 104 catches for 1,200, and the year before that, he had almost 100 again for 1,000. So he's had 1,000-yard seasons, 4 years in a row, and the last year he was hurt. So, I mean, if you want to consider non-injured seasons, I mean, in games that Michael Thomas has played 16 games, he's had 1,000 yards every single time. So, and he's basically had 100 catches every single time. So, I mean, the guy is still a stud, great player, and he just gets it done every single time. Yeah, let's look at the stats right now. His rookie year, he had 1,000 yards. The next year, he had 1,200. Next year, he had 1,400, and the next year, he had 1,700. And then this year, or 2020, he only played 5 games, so we only had 500 yards. But like every year that Michael Thomas has been healthy and played 15, 16 games, he's had 1,000 yards and 100 catches. So
And
the guy
500
is
yards
definitely,
in 5 games is crazy good.
yeah. I mean, he's got it done for the most part. So he's definitely a stud. And number 6 is nothing to be ashamed of.
On to number 7. We got Keenan Allen. This guy, in my opinion, is the most underrated guy on this list. You guys are probably like, why is he in the top 10? Oh my god. But Keenan Allen, He's amazing. And the fact that I forgot his name, it shows that I'm an idiot too. I love the Chargers. I love what they're doing in LA. Keenan Allen is a really dependable receiver, really good route runner, really great hands, very similar to Slant Boy in a way. Um, not the greatest speed, not Tyreek Hill speed, but he can get it done. And definitely somebody who a lot of people just forget about. Um, he's very, very elite, very, very good, and probably, like I said, one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL, in my opinion. Number seven, Keenan Allen.
Yeah, definitely. Keenan Allen is very underrated. A lot of people don't think of him when it comes to stud receivers. I think it's because he's more of a quiet guy. Kind of just puts his head down and plays, balls out. And I mean, it's nothing to be ashamed of for him. I mean, he gets the job done. That's all that matters. And he's been dependable for Justin Herbert, a great guy to have on the team when you're starting out. And it really shows. I mean, when he's not hurt, I mean, he's very injury prone. But when he's on the field, he's balling out, running solid routes, making the catches, getting the TDs, being a threat, and just giving opposing defensive coordinators something to game plan against that's hard to stop. And that's why he is our number 7.
He's also a jokester too. I like Keenan Allen. If you guys haven't seen videos on like the Chargers Instagram, it's wonderful stuff. Anyway, 128 AJ Brown, really really great receiver. Obviously has made some really really good plays against the Ravens and absolute stud.
Yeah, I feel like this could be a little bit too high. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he kind of had one solid season, and he's been kind of catapulted, not just our rankings, everyone's rankings. But I mean, I can see it. I mean, he's definitely been quite the player. But I mean, I hate the Titans, so I'm not really gonna comment much on these guys. On to number 8.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. I feel the same way. AJ Brown, not gonna comment too much. He's number 8. He's in the top 10 in my opinion. Maybe could be 9, but same range. DK Metcalf, we put it number 9, of course, with the baby thing. I don't know if you guys can hear my cat in the background. She is annoying the crap out of me. Um, absolute stud, really good at number one. I mean, one-on-one catches, and you of course see how buff he is, and absolutely have a great route runner. Has really good speed as well.
Yeah, Metcalf's, he's gigantic, but he plays like he's the size of Tyreek Hill. The guy, he gets it done. Very dependable option for Russell Wilson. Overlooked in the draft, hit a stud combine, and now he's still just out here balling out on Sundays, Mondays, Fridays, Saturdays, I mean, whatever the heck days they decide to make NFL games. And you can't even say to Sundays anymore or Mondays, because we had like the COVID year and they had games on the Ravens played on like Wednesday. There was Tuesday games. There was games every day of the week. I mean, should be more consistent this year, but you get what I'm saying.
And lastly, to
Number
round
10,
out this,
Marquise
oh
Brown.
God. Well, so we have a tie here. All right, we couldn't really
Yeah, Marquise
decide
Brown, guys.
Marquise Hollywood, Brick
Hollywood.
Hands Brown, and Justin Jefferson. No, Calvin Ridley and Justin Jefferson at
Jesus.
number 10, dude. He's probably like freaking 100 on this list.
You don't roast my boy.
He's got brick
Hollywood Brown's
hands.
better than Jarvis Landry.
He has brick
And
hands.
Odell
Oh
Beckham.
no.
Come at me.
Oh no.
Come
Oh
at me.
no. Oh
Come
no.
at me. Unleash the
I,
flood.
I, I like the Ravens, but no. Um, Calvin Ridley obviously had a breakout year recently. And Justin Jefferson, really good year this past year, almost rookie of the year. A lot of people think he deserved it, but really could have gone both ways. If Justin Herbert didn't get it, a lot of people would have whined about Justin Herbert not getting it. So it goes both ways. Of course, Justin Jefferson, one of the best route runners in the NFL. Calvin Ridley, I don't really watch much Falcons gameplay, but I think he's a really good route runner as well. He's pretty fast as well from what I've seen on clips. Um, but really, really great receivers, really young receivers as well. Could slide up the list in the next couple of years as they tie it up for number 10.
Yeah, both these guys are very good players. Could have been some other guys could have picked in the list, but these guys are two young guys who are on the rise and have put in the work over these years and still been studs. I mean, that's really all I can say for there. And I think we're just gonna wrap this up now and save some time, if that's okay with Gavin.
Sounds good to me. This cat is going mental in my room. All right.
But that's the
That's going to
top
be
10
it for
guys.
you
Make sure to
guys.
check out the other top 10s, our other NFL content, and our Madden stuff. You guys know there's something for everybody. and we're putting stuff out here, trying to build a community, trying to build a fan base, and that's you guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, comment, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, what we messed up, what we screwed up, and hit the subscribe button with the bell. Helps us a lot, guys, more than you would ever know.
Be part of the
And that
Trust
will be all
Army.
from us, guys. Be
Peace
part of the
out.
best army, the Trust Army.